Okay, so we're going to talk about Ultimate Health Medicare plans today. This shouldn't be confused with, there's an Ultimate plan in Georgia, or Ultimate plans, I should say, in Georgia. If you think about it, I mean, Ultimate is, that means, it's ultimate. So a lot of companies probably use that plan name. There's probably some I'm not aware of, but these are the Florida-based ones. This is for Ultimate Health out of Spring Hill, Florida. And we just signed on a deal with Ultimate Health just because, quite frankly, their plans are super competitive. In some counties, as we'll talk about, they're really just by far the best benefits-wise. So we're going to go through it today. We won't take long. This is pretty straightforward. Just get you familiar with them, let you know why you might want to contract with them, show you what they offer, some examples anyway, and then let you decide from there. So Ultimate Health Medicare plans out of Spring Hill, Florida. They have Medicare Advantage plans. They have 2 of them. We'll talk about those. They have a series then of chronic SNP plans, and they do business in 10 counties in Florida. And they're planning on adding a number of additional counties for 2022. So for this coming AAP, they should have them added by then. But for now, there's a list of counties that they operate in. And you'll find when we go through, their plans are among the most competitive plans in counties like Hillsborough. In some counties like Citrus, they have just by far the best plan. It just looks ridiculously good compared to everything else. But again, we'll give you some examples here. So all their plans are HMO based. They have very good benefits, and they have really high Part B buyback plans, which make them appealing. And they have a really good combo of a high Part B buyback and still good benefits, which if you've noticed the trend in some counties in Florida, you might have a really big reimbursement on the Part B, but then they really water the benefits down. That's not the case with these, so that's why we're talking about them today. So the 2 main non-dual, non-chronic standard plans they have are the Premier and the Premier Plus. Those are their 2 plans. They offer them in all 10 of those counties. They are slightly different by county, but the general setup and the theme's the same. It's just slight variations in the benefits. But the trend here is when you're looking at these 2 plans, the Premier plans are the buyback ones. So in every county, the buyback plan is always the Premier. It has slightly higher copays, and then the Premier Plus are the plans that don't have the buyback, but they have really low out-of-pocket maxes and very low copays. So as we're going down through, that's what you'll notice. The Premier plans are the buyback ones. I'm going to give you an example of them here. So as you can see, the Premier and the Premier Plus. As I said, the Premier is always going to be the buyback, and in this example in Hernando and Pasco counties, you can see they have $130 Part B buyback. No premium on any of these plans, of course. The max out-of-pocket is $2,800. The inpatient hospital is $125. I'm not going to go through all the benefits, but I'll just mention the highlights. $50 OTC. This is a regular MAPD plan with transportation. Silver Sneakers is included. And then all of their plans will have hearing benefits. No deductible on the drugs. And, just a really competitive offering. And then if you look at the Premier Plus plans, and again, it'll be the same trend in every county. The Premier Plus doesn't have a buyback, but it has a $1,500 out-of-pocket max. And then the big thing is the max out-of-pocket being $1,500 is good, but then the primary specialist and inpatient are all zero copay on the Premier Plus plans, and it's pretty much like that in every county. So it's 3 zeros for those benefits, which is great. They have a $50 OTC, unlimited transportation, Silver Sneakers. I didn't mention the dental. All of their plans have preventative and comprehensive dental. We'll get a little more detailed on that. There is no cap on those dental benefits, but there's some catches that we have to talk about, so we're not misleading people. They all have a $2,000 hearing benefit. So that's an example of the Premier and Premier Plus regular MAPD plans. And again, those follow the same format in every county. And as I mentioned, in some of the counties like Citrus, for example, there's some counties where like a Humana with their buyback will be competitive with these. some counties like Citrus, the other companies that have buybacks, their copays are much higher, their out-of-pocket's much higher. The ultimate plan really will just stand out compared to everything else. So, as I mentioned a lot of these slides already, the Premier has the buyback. The Plus never has a buyback, but it's very low benefits, and you focus on the $1,500 out-of-pocket max, the 0 for primary specialist and inpatient, the fact that it has unlimited transportation. On all plans, I didn't mention this before, but all plans have 0 copay on lab and X-ray, and they all have silver sneakers, telehealth, dental, vision, and hearing. On most of the plans, they actually also include acupuncture and therapeutic massage, which is not covered by Medicare and not covered by a lot of Advantage plans. Most of these plans do cover that, which you would see in the summary benefits. So the dental, I wanted to point this out for a minute. They promote that they have dental on all their plans and it's unlimited, preventative, and comprehensive. Well, let's talk about the comprehensive for a minute. In our world, when we think of comprehensive, we think of the 3 categories for dental are preventative, basic, and major. And when we see a plan say comprehensive, in my mind, that means basic and major. So basic being like fillings and extractions, major being like, partials, crowns, bridges, that kind of thing. And I think of those 2 categories as comprehensive. Isn't the case here. What they mean by preventative and comprehensive is preventative is cleanings, x-rays, that kind of thing. By preventative. Comprehensive for them, though, is only basic services, not major services. So this dental plan is unlimited, but it's just for preventative and basic. So basic being fillings and extractions. It doesn't cover major services, things like crowns and bridges. Some of the plans, however, do have extra coverage for dentures included. So it's an interesting dental benefit. I mean, I like the fact that you can say, oh, there's no cap on the dental, but, that the big kind of caveat is that it's not going to cover major services. So just be aware of that when you're promoting this plan, and just something to kind of look at the details on when you're looking at the dental benefit. So the Premier and Premier Plus overall, I mean, the benefits of the plan really stand out. It looks at least as good as the best competitors in a lot of counties. In a number of counties, it's just stands way by itself, having the best benefits. I mean, this plan should be very easy to sell. I learned about it actually because I still have an old book of business, and I have a bunch of clients that have moved to Florida, and I had some call me and moved to this plan. I couldn't compete with it. So if you can't beat them, join kind of philosophy here. And I figured you could do the same. So it'd be a great plan to retain clients. It'd be a great plan to move clients, especially in certain counties, because you'll just be showing them, something that's far better than anything else out there. The network, that question always comes up. That's one of the first things in my mind that I thought about, is I was assuming they had a really lean network. They don't seem to. I need to look at it more. But the network actually looks pretty solid. I did a check on the hospitals. It's pretty comprehensive list, and pretty big runs on specialists in primaries as well. So it seems like they've built a pretty decent network in the counties they're in. So then their next series of plans, so that's the Premier and Premier Plus, the regular MAPD. Then they have a suite of plans called Advantage Care. So the Advantage Care plans are in all counties, and they are all chronic conditions plans. So they're not duals. They don't have a dual plan yet. They're planning on they filed for and will likely have a dual plan for this AAP. But as it stands right now, they don't have one, and the Advantage Cares plans are all chronic condition plans. So we have a diabetes plan, cardiovascular disease plan, heart failure, and I forgot the D on the COPD. It's not heart failure and COP, it's heart failure and COPD. So obviously they're covering a lot of categories there with their chronic conditions plans. Most of the chronic condition plans in most counties are $144 on the Part B give back. They're all, I think I said on most, but I think they're all $3,400 as you look through the summaries of the counties. They're all $3,400 out of pocket. They all have unlimited transportation. Most of them are $75 a month OTC, and all of them have coverage for the gap in tiers 1 and 5. And the way they tend to do that is tier 1s are your cheap generic drugs. 5 tends to be drugs that are specific to that chronic condition that people tend to take that have those conditions. And there's gap coverage. There's coverage in the gap on tier 1 and 5 on all their plans. Nice thing about chronic plans, chronic condition plans, if you don't have them or if you're not used to having access to them, is if that person has a chronic condition, it's a special election period. You can enroll them all year. They have to verify that chronic condition. I'm sure most of you have done that before, but there's a process to verify the chronic condition, and if they have it mid-year, you can enroll them all year. So this would be a really good plan because, quite frankly, a lot of our prospects and clients probably have one of those chronic conditions, and that way you could enroll them or switch them mid-year. Give you an example of the benefits of the Advantage Care plans. They look very similar in every county. So there's a little variation on the Premier and Premier Plus, but not much on these. So here's an example of 2 of their plans, $144 on both. You can see the $3,400 out-of-pocket max, and the inpatient hospital copay is very low. So there's the $75 OTC, the unlimited transportation, silver sneakers on all their plans. They do have preventative and comprehensive dental, as we discussed, the vision and the hearing benefit, and there it lists the gap coverage tier 1 and 5. And they do have coverage on therapeutic massage in this plan and acupuncture on all their Advantage Care plans. So pretty strong benefits. So what made me think these are important plans and why should we add them? I mean, it's really benefits. Like I said, in some benefits, they're a combination of the high Part B reimbursement, but still keeping the copays really low and the out-of-pocket max really low. In a number of counties, it just can't be matched. And then, we definitely like the chronic condition plans that they have. That's a good opportunity for you to be able to enroll people, have a reason to enroll people mid-year. So that's a great feature and something that can get you a few more enrollments. So those are the benefits of the plans, just a quick run through of them. The commissions on this, pretty standard stuff. So it's direct pay commission. So if you contract, you're going to get paid direct. Oh, and I do notice some questions coming in. That's fine. Just send them into the webinar and I will answer them at the end. Just don't ask me any hard questions. You know who you are. So commissions direct paid to you. If you're an agent, if you're an agency, meaning if you have sub-agents and we can get you at a GA or MGA level, it's direct pay for that. It's full CMS allowable commission for new and renewal for Florida. So like I said, very standard stuff. Again, agency contracts available for those who qualify. Certainly this would be eligible for our LEAD program. If you are going to contract with Ultimate and you want to use our LEAD program, that Ultimate contract would have to be with us as the hierarchy to use the LEAD program. But I've had that question already, can I get LEAD reimbursement using this? Yes, definitely. If this is something you want to contract with, you would just call our office. There's our number, or you'd email Lisa or Teal. You see their emails there. Contracting right now, the way it works is we would put it in for you. Then you have to do a webinar as part of the certification. They're going to have a webinar in about 2 weeks. Everybody that contracts will let you know when that webinar is. So that way you can get on, do the webinar, and then they'll send you the link to do the cert. We haven't completed our cert yet, so I don't even know at this point if it's difficult or not. I usually like to give you a heads up there. I don't anticipate it's going to be too crazy, though. If you have any questions, of course, you can call us. I'll be happy to answer those for you. And there you go. There's a quick rundown. Let's see if we have any questions. Or if you haven't asked any questions, ask them now, please, and I'll see if I can answer them for you. Okay, so question is emergency use out of Florida for Ultimate? Yes. So Ultimate is a Medicare Advantage plan, and it's a federal requirement that Medicare Advantage plans have to cover emergencies for $90 worldwide, and they have to cover urgent care in network, and they also have to cover urgent care out of network. So like all Advantage plans, this one would be no different. Worldwide emergency and urgent care coverage out of network, so worldwide as well. Should mention again, though, that the ultimate plans are HMOs, so they're not going to be like some of the other carriers where they have a PPO with a national network. This will be a Florida-based network. However, the network seems to be pretty strong in the counties they're in. Somebody said I'm new to Medicare Advantage. What is a dual plan? Well, a dual plan is a SNP, special needs plan. And the reason I mentioned specifically that their chronic condition plans weren't dual plans is because when we see the word SNP, special needs plans, we tend to think dual. Dual means it's a plan specific to somebody on Medicare and Medicaid, or somebody specific who's on Medicare and gets a QMB level of Medicare savings program. So they're getting help from the state. So you can put them on a plan that is tailored and made specifically for people with Medicare, Medicaid, or Medicare and QMB. That's a dual plan. And the ultimate plans, their ultimate advantage plans are not duals, they're chronic condition plans. Another question, what is the LEAD program and who to contact to find out about this? You would call our office, 203-796-5403, or email Lisa and Teal. Our LEAD program is pretty straightforward. So if you have if all of your active Medicare carriers are with us, if we're your upline for all your active Medicare carriers, then you have access to our LEAD program, which is you get leads from wherever you want. As long as it's for Medicare, you can get leads from any source you'd like. You can do advertising, marketing for Medicare from any source you'd like. You send us your paid receipt. We'll reimburse you 100% of the expense, up to $500 a month for the first 6 months. After 6 months, it goes to 50%, but still up to $500 reimbursed to you. They're ongoing. But the rules are the paid receipt has to be sent to us within 30 days of being paid. And you got to show on the receipt that it is for Medicare leads, marketing, or advertising. If the paid receipt doesn't show that, then we need something to subsidize that, like a copy of the mailer or whatever it may be. So those are our rules we have to follow for our program. Paid receipt's no older than 30 days. It's got to show it's for Medicare, but you can use any company you want. If you want us to suggest some, we certainly will do so. There's no minimums to start. It's really the most flexible LEAD program that I've seen out there. We specifically made it to help agents, to help them write more business, and quite frankly, just to offer a program that's more flexible and easier to use than all the other uplines programs. So we spend a lot of money every month on our LEAD program. We have the total monthly for reimbursement is very high, but we think it's a great value and agents utilize it a lot. So that's the program in a nutshell. We can certainly send you more information on it if you'd like. I guess just to wrap up, I would say, if you write business in Florida, Ultimate has shown they're going to expand. I won't mention the number of counties, but they're adding a number of counties for this coming AEP. Plans are really competitive. It seems like they've built a network quick. I mean, I think this is something that you'd really want to take a look at. And even myself, I've had a couple of clients call me about it, and I had to, I told them, yeah, listen, that plan looks amazing, and we didn't have the contract, so I couldn't write them. So I think this would be a really good addition for those people who write in Florida. Let's see if we have any other questions coming in. Doesn't look like it. So as I mentioned at the beginning, everybody who registers will get a copy of this recording. If for a future webinar, we do them every Wednesday and Thursday at 1 on various topics, usually Medicare, sometimes something else. If you want to attend a future webinar but can't make the time, just register and we'll send you the recording. If you're not getting our emails for your invites for the webinar topics, just call our office, let us know. We'll check that. It might be going to your spam, or maybe we should be using a different email address for you. Other than that, I don't see any other questions. I appreciate you coming on today, and I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks.